Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 5 and the names of the members are Nurisma, Nurapiabe, Nurandina and Nurfausia. And now we will explain the material on the discourse grammar. Discourse grammar in recent years, a discussion of grammar have moved from a sentence-based perspective to more of a discourse-based perspective. Hughes and McCarthy 1998, for example, have argued that traditional explanation of grammar do not adequately capture grammatical selection in longer real-world texts, as they have so a number of linguistic items, so create different patterns of us when looked at from a discourse perspective. This chapter discusses both these views of discourse grammar. The first is grammar from a discourse perspective. A number of linguistic items such as it, this, and that have been shown to have quite different patterns of use when looked at from a discourse rather than a sentences perspective. Second is the texture of a text. Hassan discussed two crucial attributes of text and which are important for the analysis discourse. These are unity of structure and unity of texture. Unity of structure refers to patterns which combine together to create information structure, focus, and flow in text, including the semantic structure of the text. Unity of texture refers to the way in which a source such as pattern of cohesion create both cohesive and coherent text. Textual result where there are language items that the meaning together in the text as well as the meanings in the text to the social context in which the text occurs. The third is cohesion and discourse, an area in language in which grammar and discourse are highly interacted is in pattern of cohesion in text. The main patterns of cohesion are reference, lexical cohesion, conjunction, submission, and ellipsis. These are discussed in the section which follow. Cohesion refers to the relationship between items in a text such as word, phrases, and clauses, and other items such as pronouns, nouns, and conjunction. And fourth is a reference. Refers to the situation where the identity of an item can be retrieved from either within or outside the text. The main reference pattern are anapropic, catapropic, escopic, and homopropic reference.
My name is Nur Apiabe. I am from AG1, so I will continue my friend's explanation. Lexical cohesion. Lexical cohesion refers to relationship in meaning between lexical items in a text and in particular content words and the relationship between them. The main kinds of lexical cohesion are repetition, synonym, antonym, hyponym, meronym, and collocation. Repetition refers to words that are repeated in a text. Synonym refers to words which are similar in meaning. Antonym describes opposite or contrastive meanings. Hyponym then refers to class of lexical items where the relationship between them is one of general specific. And meronym is where lexical items are in a whole to part relationship with each other. Collocation describes association between vocabulary items which have a tendency to occur, such as combination of adjectives and noun. Expectancy relation, a other kind of relationship, related to collocation is expectancy relations. This occurs where there is a predictable relationship between a verb and either the subject or the object of the verb. Lexical bundles. Lexical bundles are multi-word combinations such as a result of. On the other hand, if you look at and as can be seen that occurs in genres such as university textbook, academic essay, dissertations, and research articles, as well as spoken genres such as academic lectures and conversation. Conjunction. Conjunction, another way in which language contributes to the texture of a text, is through the use of conjunction. Conjunction refers to words such as and, however, finally, and in conclusion that joins phrase, clause, or section of a text in such a way that they express the logical semantic relationship between them. They are a further important part of discourse knowledge that both speakers, writers, readers, and listeners draw on as they both produce and interpret spoken and written discourse. Well, I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
So the next explanation is substitution and ellipsis. With substitution, a substitute form is used for another language item, phrase, or group. It can involve substituting an item or for a noun. With ellipsis, some essential element is omitted from the text and can be recovered by referring to a preceding element in the text. Ellipsis may involve the omission of a noun or noun group, a verb or verbal group, or a clause. And the next is theme and rhyme. Theme is the element which serves as the point of departure of the message. It also introduces information prominence into the clause. Interpersonal theme refers to an item that comes before the rhyme, which indicates the relationship between participants in the text, or the position or point of view that is being taken in the clause. Patterns of theme and rhyme combine in the text to give it a sense of thematic development. And the next is thematic progression. The notions of theme and rhyme are also employed in the examination of thematic progression, or method of development of text. Multiple theme that it include a multiple theme or split theme. Text may equally involve other kinds of progression, such as a multiple theme or split theme, pattern substitution, and pattern in multiple theme or split theme progression. A rhyme may include a number of different pieces of information, each of which may be taken up as the theme in a number of subsequent clauses.
My name is Nurandina. I'm from group 5. So here I will explain 3 points about discourse grammar. First, attitude and grammar. Relation between participants influence a number of key pragmatic and turn language choice in a text. In particular, we use the resource of appraisal to negotiate relationship, to tell people how we feel about things and how we feel about other people. That is to tell people what our attitudes are to people, their feelings and things. Attitude, as Droga and Humphrey explained, refers to resource used to make either a positive or negative evaluation of phenomena. That is, the ways in which readers and speakers evaluatively position themselves in relation to others, what they believe, how they feel, and what they believe that they know. And the second, grammar and arrangement. Grammatical resources are also drawn on to express arrangement. Arrangement is concerned with the resourcing of attitude and acknowledgement of alternative voice. It is the way in which people intellectually position what they say. That is the linguistic resource they draw on to include and adopt a stance towards the words, observations, beliefs, and viewpoints of others. Speakers and readers may endorse what another person says, or they may distance themselves from what other people say. Difference between spoken and written discourse. There are a number of grammatical differences between spoken and written language which have implications for discourse analysis. There are not, however, simple clear-cut boundaries, but rather represent a continuum of differences between spoken and written discourse. A number of these differences are discussed below. There are four types from grammatical difference between spoken and written discourse. First, grammatical intricacy and spoken and written discourse. Second, lexical density in spoken and written discourse. And third, nominalizations and grammatical metaphor in written and spoken discourse. And last, a continuum of differences between spoken and written discourse. I think that's all about discourse grammar. Thank you.